look so much clearer. All right, perfect. It's almost like I can reach out and touch you. So we were talking. You guys have been with us for about 8 years, and thank you so much for being with us. And you've always had a special place in my heart. Every time I see you, I always want to like high five you or give you a quick hug. I know we can't do that these days because of COVID, but how have you guys been during this time?
Pretty good, pretty good. We're staying safe and healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I work in a nursing home, so I don't get to work from home. I have to go to work.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow. And
Oh
I know
yeah.
those folks have had a tough time, especially in the city, because of all the precautions that either weren't taken or were taken and just weren't effective. So that must have been hard on the family too, because you work with a lot of people there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I get tested twice a week.
Oh wow.
Every week.
Wow. Did you get the vaccine yet?
I did. I got both already, both doses.
Great. Great. So one of these days, I don't know when I'm going to get one, but we're on the list here and we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Good.
But but that young man next to you, what I guess we were just talking before. So he started lessons when he was in third grade, and he's how old now?
Like I'm turning 17 this year.
Oh my goodness, so that means you're gonna be driving soon.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Oh no, did I just ruin your day, Kathy? I was just talking to my wife. My daughter is gonna be 16 this year. She just took driver's ed, so that's scary.
Yeah.
So music. All right, let's turn to music. So you've been on piano this whole time, and I got it wrong. For some reason, I was thinking you were on drums recently. You went from really one teacher to another. You've only had like 2 teachers in 8 years, and you've been with us since almost the beginning. I mean, 2012ish, 13ish, around there-ish.
Somewhere there.
Yeah. So the one thing I really wanted to get to is like, yeah, you had the 2 teachers, and we talked about you're working on Tchaikovsky now. But what I really wanted to get to is over the years, we've talked about this idea of practice, and maybe some weeks you don't practice. See the smile. I see some weeks you don't practice, maybe some months. But Kathy? Why do you think you've stuck with, having Adam learn over the years? What is it that because like if you didn't practice, then what was the one thing that made you stick with it?
Well, Adam, his dad is, I think I told you this before. We're both musically inclined, and so we do this at church. And me personally, I wanted Adam to learn an instrument. And so basically, I sort of forced him to learn piano. And I stuck with Real Brave because I loved the environment. I loved the relationships and how nice everybody was. And I really felt comfortable. And I liked Anessa when Adam started. And all through these years, I really felt comfortable and really happy with that, even though he sometimes doesn't practice.
I do practice now.
He does now. He's a little older now. But I do have videos of him when he was little, and some of the songs he used to learn, he would play it and, get all fancy. And I have recordings of him doing that stuff. And it felt good, that, wow, he learned this song from his piano class. And, I feel proud to tell people he's in piano class. And, people ask me where. And over the years, we've just felt we've grown more comfortable with Real Brave, and we love the people there. Like when I call, I don't have to explain who I am or explain who
Right.
Adam is. I just have to say, hey, Adam's not coming in today. And, it's a great connection, and that's why we're still there.
I'm deeply, deeply appreciative of that. And I mean, I've seen your growth. You've played a couple concerts, and you've been a part of that whole thing. But now that we're in this virtual space, how has PracticePad been for you? Being able to take virtual lessons, how has it been?
When we did the virtual lessons, it was kind of learning piano and helping me piano through the computer. It's kind of it's like weird, but we just worked through it and he listened and played and stuff.
So
So
when he like I'm looking here for one of your last lessons. He's giving you a bunch of chords, and it's up in the screen right now. Actually, I could do this. I should be able to do this. You should be able to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm screen sharing right now. You're able to see, what it looks like, and you're working on some chords right there.
yeah.
That's cool. So being able to why we developed this software was what we wanted to have control over what happens in the lessons, because that's what we do in studio. We have a lot of control over that, and with this interface, we're able to do that. So why are you working on these chords? What led you to working on something like this?
Well, sometimes Dan just like gives me pieces to play with just chords, like to practice and brush up on my chords, and like whatever genre or whatever type of song we work on that week, he'll give me like some of the chords to practice, because we'll go over it in class and like play the chords, and he'll teach me how to do certain strategies with like practicing and reading and understanding and stuff.
It's great. It's great. And I bring this up because a lot of the songs that you listen to every single day have chords like this in it. So now it's good to have the background of being able to read the music. It's fine. It's good to be able to play along to music that's in front of you. It's another thing altogether to look at something like this and a chord chart, that's what this is, and being able to just kind of like just play along to those chords. You're learning a valuable skill now. You're able to you're going to be able to jam with people.
Yeah,
you
like
are.
when in church, when I play in church, it's basically the same thing with the chord. It's the C, D, yeah.
Yeah, so you're able to be a part of any church organization, anybody that's looking for someone to kind of play chords along with whatever's happening. Mom, you made a great investment. I mean, I know the people that own the place.
Yeah.
But I have to say, I think we have a success story here. And sometimes I try to tell parents this over and over again, and it doesn't land because we're making a huge investment. I make an investment in my kids. I've a couple $100 a month on my son for baseball, and for my daughter for cheer, and my other daughter for soccer, and it adds up. And when we don't see them practice, it's like, oh, why aren't you practicing? And it's one of my least favorite words, but we named this PracticePad because of the need for people to understand that this is a skill, that it takes time, and also because things take time, it's important to take the time to let it like kind of go inside of you so that you can be someone who can practice. It doesn't necessarily happen overnight. And it's also something where, like, I mean, 8 years, okay, fine. Does it take that long for everybody? I'm not sure. But over time, it does really kind of become a part of you, right? And how many times have we had a conversation where, like, he didn't really practice. You're writing a check in the beginning. He didn't really practice this week, but, you rip it off and you hand it to me. It's okay. You made such an important investment in his future, even though he didn't necessarily practice it all the time, but he still has it. It still became a part of him because he was in. It's almost like because he was a part of it every single week. It became a part of him. Seriously, it really works that way a lot.
When he started, and when we moved to the Union Turnpike venue, Anessa would say when he finished his class, and I would say, how did it go today? She always said, Adam is very talented and he knows the stuff.
Yeah.
It's just the practicing. But he's getting better. He's getting a lot better now. He's actually good, and I force him to play along so I could sing.
I like that. I like the sound of that.
Well, you do remember I signed up and took classes too.
I do remember. That's right. You just jogged my memory.
I did that only to encourage him, just so he can have, say Mom is going to class too. I enjoyed it actually, and I learned some chords, and then I just stopped because for whatever reason.
Oh
But
my goodness.
yeah, but that was fun.
Do you carry any of the skills that you learned even in that brief time? I know you did. You took it for a bit, actually. Now that I remember.
Yeah, yeah, I did. I mean, I know chords. I can hold the chords. I know, how to differentiate, but I think I just forgot altogether how to just play. And yeah, once you don't practice, you just lose it. But
A little bit.
I
Like,
have the ear for it.
well, for Adam, he's been doing it for a while now, and it's a little bit like riding a bike. As soon as you get in there, it's like, oh yeah, I remember that. Oh right, all right, yeah, that's right. All these things start coming back. I mean, I've been doing it for 35 years. I don't think it'll be kind of impossible for me to forget.
Yeah.
But over time, Adam, I don't think you're gonna lose this, and it's good. I do know that you're talented. I mean, I've seen you play in the concerts, so it's something that you can stick with. Will stick with you forever, and you'll never, maybe when you're older and you're teaching your kids or passing this on to someone else, you can be like, yeah, there's this place I used to take lessons from, and I had a good time.
Yeah, yeah. Last year when he switched to Don, he had Don for one class as a substitute. I think Vanessa was out, and he had Don as a substitute, and so he was doing it virtually. And we were downstairs, and his dad was listening to how Don was talking to him, and conversating, and he actually said, I like Don, and I like how he, did the class. And my husband said, I actually enjoyed listening to that, because he said, yeah, my husband enjoyed listening to how Don was interacting with him, and he was trying to get to know him and talk about things. And that's really why we made the switch to Don, because Adam felt, not that we didn't like Anessa, we love Anessa, but he felt a little more comfortable with, I guess, the teaching techniques.
I want to tell you a quick story, and this is on what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
When I was 12, I started taking lessons. Okay, and 11, and I had this guy. He was teaching me. He was cool, and we ended up taking lessons for a long time. That guy was a huge kind of mentor for me, because he taught me all the things that I still know today, and he really kind of pushed me to be able to find out who I was as a guitarist. He ended up really kind of working with me to find out on the very specific things that made me tick as a musician and as someone that learns. I learn a little differently. Well, I bumped into him about 10 years ago, and I was telling him about Real Brave, and he's like, really? Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I'd love to see it. He ended up seeing it about a couple of years later. I ended up asking him to work for me, and that's Don.
Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Wow.
Yeah. And I bring Don in. He's like a special envoy. He gets a special treatment a little bit because of the wealth of knowledge. But Don is the type of person who speaks to you as if you're the only person in the universe.
Yeah.
And he gives you a very interesting, look at every single thing that you're working on. Gives you so much focus that it's like you feel like you could do anything. That's the way Don is. So I'm so glad you're with him.
Yeah, he really does.
That's great to hear. And isn't it amazing? That's a cool little story, right?
That is. I'm blown away.
I could have told you the long story, but that's the short, abridged story, which is just as effective. All right. Well, I seriously cannot. I don't even know how to say it. I can't thank you enough. This has been a really hard year for us. We lost half our student base. Basically a very dark time. Mm-hmm. But we're still here, and we're gonna do some really cool things for our customers that have been with us a long time this year. So stick around.
Okay.
I am just so deeply grateful. I just want to let you know personally that you've been with us this long and trusted me this long. Thank you so very much for being a part of this. It really means a lot. Get emotional about it. So thank you.
You're most welcome, and you know, congratulations to you on all the other locations. I mean, that's great. That's something to be proud of.
I couldn't have done it without someone like you.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Okay, so we'll end it here. And again, I'm just so grateful. Looking forward to seeing you guys sometime in the studio and high-fiving you soon. Okay?
All right, take care, Dan.
All right.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you. And that's a wrap.